Hi guys. It wasn't my intention to blend in with the floor, but, can't help. There are currently 36.9 million people living with HIV in the world. 27.1 million of them don't even know they have the virus. That could be any one of you in this room. 5,749 people are newly infected each day. Again, that could be any one of you in the room tomorrow. But I feel that the attention of the general public is guided more towards larger corporation charities such as Cancer Research, Macmillan, Breast Cancer Support. I bet if I asked you to name three charities now, not one of them would be a HIV-targeted one. Raise your hand if it was. But I'm not the only one trying to combat the negative stigma attached to the virus today. Vanguard, a progressive menswear magazine based in Austria, took the blood of 3 HIV-positive donors to print their HIV Heroes edition, which they handed out to the general public in sealed foiled packets. Obviously, you can imagine that not everybody wanted to open them, as some people are still afraid of contact with people with HIV, or even transmission, which I can tell you now, that is not the case. You cannot catch HIV just by touching somebody. I was diagnosed with HIV on my 22nd birthday, so that's why I've got a picture of a sad baby in here. And at first, I didn't tell people because I was really worried about what you'd all think of me. And initially, I got amazing support from my family. My mum, my dad's here in the audience today. They were amazing. They made me, I don't know where I'd be without them. But it dawned on me that there's other people out there who are my age who might not actually have the support from their friends or the family, or who might not even have the courage to come out to their friends and family. Because initially, from the word go, it was my birthday morning. My mum was sat next to me on my bed when I got the call. So my parents had been with me on this journey from the word go. But what about the youth? Today's youth, all our parents were around in the 80s when HIV was seen as AIDS. You got HIV, 2 years later you're gone. So in a sense, our youth does have that kind of attitude towards HIV. We see HIV as a whoa, don't go near it, scary, can't touch that. Whilst there was a negative stigma attached to the HIV virus, I never thought it would hit her. I never thought I would be on the receiving end. However, one day I came home to find my flatmate and my old best friend had actually bought his own fridge to obviously prevent transmission, but that's not possible. And more and more people that I told were responding with more and more what only seemed to me like idiotic questions, but it would be rude of me to presume that you're idiotic. Obviously, the general public just isn't educated enough. HIV needs to make the headlines again. But how could I target a young audience? What was the best way to outreach to people my age, people who might be infected tomorrow, people who might find out they're infected next week? Social media, viral media. If you can remember last year, the Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS, that got round the world in no time. There was Donatella Versace, there was Victoria Beckham, all throwing ice buckets over themselves for a good cause. So social media, again, was obviously proven to be a powerful tool for sharing. I bet if you go into any lecture theatre in the UK, you will not find a single student who doesn't have a social media app on their phone, or even find them on their phone in the lecture theatre. We live in an image-obsessed world where our youth has actually managed to coin the word selfie into the English dictionary. Really? I mean, it was only last week on the tube that I saw a 5-year-old taking a better selfie than I can. So I'm here today presenting to you the Positive Project. After my diagnosis, I was passed on from nurse to doctor to clinic to hospital, being told how I could have prevented this, how I now have to live my life to ensure that I don't pass this on, to ensure the well-being of all your lives. But what about me? What about everyone else that was on this HIV-positive floor? How can we make the lives of people living with the virus better? So once you've got this t-shirt, you go onto my app, and you take a selfie in my app. We all know what a selfie is, we're all guilty of one or two. And you post a selfie to the world map. Your selfie will be GPS tagged, or geo-tagged if you want to call it that. And that invites other users to come onto my app and create a sense of community and view each other's selfies on the world map around the world. And obviously on the map it will be displayed as a little plus. The idea is spreading a little bit more of the right kind of positivity around the globe. I invite you today to join my army and march on for positivity.